Shadows aren't supposed to think for themselves. They're not supposed to move when you don't. But mine did, and the night it stopped following me was the night everything changed. I've lived in this apartment for 3 years. Nothing fancy. Just a second-floor rental with peeling wallpaper, a broken heater, and one stubborn window that never quite closes all the way. My life was simple. I'd work my boring 9 to 5, come home, heat up leftovers, and scroll my phone until I passed out. Normal. Predictable. But about 2 weeks ago, I started noticing little things. When I walked past the flickering hallway light outside my door, the shadows it cast didn't look quite right. I'd step forward, and my shadow seemed to hesitate, like it needed a second to catch up. I told myself it was just the bad lighting. The bulb in that hallway's been buzzing for months. But then it started happening in my own apartment. It began small. I'd move my arm to scratch my neck, and out of the corner of my eye, my shadow's hand lagged behind, stuck in place for half a second before jerking into position. When I leaned over the sink to brush my teeth, my shadow didn't end with me. It stood upright, perfectly still. At first, I thought it was my eyes. Sleep deprivation. Maybe I needed more rest. But then came the noises. Late at night, lying in bed, I'd hear it. A faint scraping sound on the walls, like nails dragging across plaster, always coming from the corner of my room. And the whispers, low, hissing murmurs, just soft enough that I couldn't make out the words. But I knew where they came from. They came from the dark patch stretched across my floor, the one that should have been my shadow. It was 3 nights ago when I realized this wasn't my imagination. I got up for water around midnight. The apartment was silent, except for the hum of the fridge. I poured a glass, turned back toward my bedroom, and froze. The hallway was lit by that faint glow from the streetlight outside, just enough to cast my shape across the floor. But my shadow wasn't walking with me. It was standing still, a few steps behind, and its head slowly turned. Not toward me, toward the kitchen. The glass slipped from my hand and shattered on the tile. My shadow's head snapped back in my direction. And then, it smiled. I ran. I don't know why. Where do you run from something that's literally attached to you? But I sprinted into the bedroom, slammed the door shut, and pressed my back against it. For a moment, there was silence. My heart hammered so loud it drowned everything else out. Then slow, deliberate footsteps. Not in the hall. Inside the room. I turned, and there it was. My shadow, stretched tall against the wall, grinning with a mouth that shouldn't exist. Its arms lengthened, dragging across the floor as if they were made of tar. I bolted for the window, yanked it open. Cold night air hit me like a slap. I tried to climb out, but the shadow's hands shot up, black, clawed, and weightless. They wrapped around my legs and yanked me back inside. The lights flickered violently. The whispers became screams, layered voices all at once, shrieking words I couldn't understand. My apartment shook. Dishes crashed. The lamp flew off the table and exploded on the ground. And the shadow pulled itself free from the wall. I don't remember blacking out, but when I opened my eyes, I was on the floor. Morning light streamed in through the blinds. For a second, I thought maybe it had been a dream. Maybe the stress, the insomnia, the paranoia had broken me. Then I looked down and realized I had no shadow. None at all. Not in the sunlight. Not under the flickering hallway light. Nowhere. But here's the worst part. Last night, as I tried to sleep, I heard my upstairs neighbor screaming, furniture dragging, glass shattering, and when I looked under my door, I saw something move in the hallway. A dark shape, too long, too sharp, creeping under his apartment door. My shadow found a new host, and it's only a matter of time before it comes back for